create millions of good-paying jobs and more. Clean energy currently powers 20% of the country, and experts say as the cost of these technologies fall, that will only continue to grow. Shannon Hike-Williams, National Wildlife Federation lead climate and energy policy advisor, joins us now to discuss the growth of clean energy and how it can impact our community. So thanks for being here. All right, let's talk about how is clean energy impacting our communities today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. Clean energy is providing opportunity, and a growing amount of opportunity at that. It not only provides jobs in terms of manufacturing of new solar panels and wind turbines and the like, but also installing those, maintaining them, and then all kinds of different businesses that surround that. So it's providing economic opportunity as well as cleaning our air pollution, water, getting rid of a lot of the greenhouse gases that are fueling climate change. It's just providing nothing but a win-win for our communities.
Yeah, there's a lot of infrastructure that needs to be built. We need to have the support to be able to support this kind of clean energy. So what's the impact on clean energy from the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act and the Inflation Reduction Act?
Well, those two pieces of legislation are truly a historic opportunity. They are funneling tens of billions of dollars of investment in new clean energy, new clean manufacturing, clean transportation, natural climate solutions, you name it, all kinds of different important strategies to address this changing world we're in, into communities all across the country. And it's also providing, opportunities and extra investment for communities that are most burdened by pollution today, and also by fossil fuel communities that have helped power our country for generations.
So I hear people talk about this a lot, sort of the experience that we have with equity and how pollution affects certain neighborhoods or certain communities. So how does clean energy help people's health and wildlife and the climate?
Right. Well, clean energy is just that. It's clean. So it is not producing the same types of pollutants that fossil fuel-based energy and related industries are producing today. Air pollution that is causing, lung problems, heart disease, premature death even. So, fossil fuel-based pollution can kill thousands of lives every year by ending them prematurely. So you replace those sources of energy with clean sources like solar power or wind power, geothermal energy, then you're also taking away a source of pollution. And then there's the climate effects too. As we know, climate change is fueling not only extreme weather events across the country and mega fires in the West and in states like California over recent years, flooding in other parts of the country, and it's also making health conditions worse for Americans and for our wildlife. Is providing a whole host of challenges with regards to kind of changing the availability of food and shelter, and even migration patterns are changing because of climate. So by taking away a lot of these stressors, a lot of that are caused by pollution from fossil fuels, you're also making life safer, more stable and sustainable for people and wildlife.
Definitely a lot to balance as we try to transition into a new technology. You've talked about this a little bit. How is clean energy impacting jobs and the economy?
Right. Well, these investments from the two pieces of legislation you mentioned have already created 75,000 jobs in the couple short years since they've been passed. And they're predicted to create many more, millions, as you mentioned, in the clean energy economy. And, part of that is because we've already launched more than 300 major new clean energy projects, plus dozens of new clean energy manufacturing facilities, and that's just a start. There really is, once you start building these new opportunities, it will attract more. There's other kinds of businesses that want to use that clean energy and want to know where they should invest, where they should take root. So this just attracts more job opportunities. And it's also important to remember that this doesn't have to leave any community behind. Even ones that have made their economies based on fossil fuels have a future here. A lot of the same skills are applicable in the new clean energy economy.
So how do we make sure that people in their communities and their leaders take advantage of these opportunities to invest?
Definitely. Well, the bill passage was certainly a monumental achievement, but that isn't it. There's so much more to be done, and to make sure that these dollars get out the door to all the communities that need them, and to build the right kinds of projects that people want and that people can make use of. So I really encourage people to talk to their local officials, talk to their leaders, their mayors, their city council members, and make sure that they know what types of projects, what kinds of investments do these communities need? Is it solar panels on the schools? Is it electric charging stations? There's probably gaps, right, that each community could identify. Make sure those are known, and then have your official follow up and make sure that that money comes to town.
I think that's great advice. Be proactive, get in touch with your leaders, and read those two bills and see what's in there. All right, Shannon, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
And stay there, it's time for the King's Fair to commence. We'll tell you what you need to know before you go. We'll be right back.